Yo, what's up guys? Where Winds Meet has been out for a couple of days now, and this game is incredible. This game is huge, stunning, and full of things to do. However, there is a lot the game doesn't teach you, and a lot of things that are very easy to miss if you don't know where to look for them. So that's what I want to talk about today. Some of the big things I wish I knew sooner as soon as I got into the game. We're going to go over some of the most important abilities to go and get as soon as possible, as they can be used in lots of quests and puzzles to solve them really easily. We're going to talk ways to massively increase your stats without gear, and then some other things that will really help and improve your experience early on. So let's get straight into this. Okay, number one is one of the biggest forms of progression that you can easily miss. So on your map, at the very start of the game, you're like starting down here, and as you come up, you will get the campfire here, which will unlock this region of the map for you. Now, from here, if you head a little bit to the west, like down this road, you'll see from down this road here, there's this little camp here at the corner, at the crossroads. If you come over to this guy here, there will be a quest where it tells you to go and get a beehive and bring it back to him. You shoot a beehive out of a tree, you collect it, and then you bring it back to him. If you come over to him again later on in the game, you can then talk to him. And what you can do is you can submit more of these oddities. And oddities aren't just the beehive. They are all of the weird little things you've collected along the way. So if we go in and I click on one of these nodes, you can see here the little grasshoppers, the little, the iron wing mantises, the enchanted lotuses, the flowers that give you the miasma, the beetles, the crickets, and the hives. All of these things are oddities. If you haven't seen this guy and you're quite far into the game, then you probably have loads. And what they do is they unlock each of these nodes on this big tree. And this goes on for a long way. And every single one of these is either a new ability or something that makes you stronger. So you can see here is +2 physical defense, 150 HP, max endurance, which is massive. You've got damage to monsters, damage to elites, physical defense. Pretty much everything on here is really, really good. And there are some abilities on here. You can see here, wall stride. There's loads of really cool stuff on here. And you should be making it a priority that when you get these, to come and hand them in and unlock all of these really good buffs. It's something that there's no reason not to do it. Okay, tip 2 is around the Evercare Clinic. So as you're playing the game, you're going to get injured. You are going to, fall, get in fights, and you're going to get injured. You can see right now my character's doing an animation. That's whenever you're idle, he's showing he has an injury, and you're going to get lots of these throughout the game. One of the things I would do very early on is unlock the Evercare Clinic. So it's this thing here on the west side of this zone here, Quingy. So if you're starting down here, you want to make a direct line west, pick up all these fast travels on the way, which are these these little landmarks. You're going to pick up all these fast travels and unlock the clinic. When you're here, you want to talk to this lady here. And if you talk to them, you have this option here. I'm not feeling great. And what they will do is they will just fix you up. So you can say, help me out. Okay, so healing as easy as that. And then not only can you be healed like that, you can also come here and you can ask here, submit medicinal tail. Now you're going to find loads of these as you're playing. You can see right now I have 6, which is enough for my next upgrade. And what these do is they upgrade the amount of healing potions basically you can have. If you think of something like Dark Souls where you have your flasks and you upgrade your flask limit, it's very similar to that. You can see here, increase to 2. And right now I'm about to unlock, the 3rd. And you have lots of other things, additional effect, damage received decreases, things like that. So always make sure you are upgrading these and making sure your medicine chest is at its capacity. And then when you go in your bag and you go to your quick use, you can see here we now have 3 medicines to be used in a fight, which is really, really useful. Okay, next up is an ability that I would go and get ASAP, and that is Celestial Seas. So the story is going to take you along this path. It's going to take you to a few zones, take you here, and there's some quests here, and it's going to bring you down to a place called Heaven's Pier. And I believe the story has to take you here before you can get this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you have to have done the story here, which is very, very early. It's like one of the first quests you'll do. But when you finish that, there'll be a person stood around here that would teach you an ability called Celestial Seas. So what you want to do is you want to do this little quest for this guy. It basically, you just turn to the guy next to you and you grab an item from him. You press V to go into the inspect mode, and then you just grab an item from him. And then you pretty much get given the new skill, which you can use everywhere else. This skill is so important because it lets you bypass lots of other skills in the game. So say there is a chest out of reach and you don't have the mobility to get over there, you can use Celestial Seas to pop the chest open and grab the item from it. Maybe there's a bunch of mobs or enemies that you're not strong enough to defeat. You can just use Celestial Seas to grab the item from the chest without going and fighting them. It's really useful. And then some quests will need this to be used to complete the quest. So for example, say there is a person and they're withholding some information, they're not telling you everything, it will say, this person knows more than they're giving on, or something like that. You can press V, inspect their inventory, and maybe they'll have a key or some information. You can just take it with Celestial Seas and go and solve the quest on your own. It's a really cool item, a really cool ability that will just make lots of other parts of the game feel much easier. So I'd go and get this ASAP. Okay, next up, the game does a very good job of hiding quests, or not just giving you a quest in your journal and making it obvious that that is a quest you can go and do. It will just give you a clue. And one of the biggest ones that you might not be aware of is that you can heal people. So there is a healing profession in the game, and you can go to certain places and advance that and get better at it. But you can also just start doing it on people that need it. So as you're going around, you're going to see people that are injured, animals included as well. So animals, people, and they will just be injured and say, I've had a fall, I've had this accident, or this has happened, and now I can't work, or something like that. And it will be obvious that they're in pain, or that they are struggling. What you do is you press V, you hover over them, and you can start the healing minigame. And you basically just do this card battler healing game where you can, they have an injury, and you use your cards to deal damage to the injury while not taking too much damage yourself. It's kind of a cool little game within itself. And once you, defeat them, so to say, in this minigame, you heal their injury. And this will unlock new people, it will unlock new quests, it will unlock new parts of the, of certain towns, because you put that person back into the population because they're no longer injured. It's a really cool part of the game that I didn't even know existed until I just randomly found it on a random person. Okay, next thing is to upgrade your world level every chance you get at ASAP. This should be like one of the biggest priorities you have. So when you are on your character sheet like this, there is a thing here called solo mode, or whatever mode you're on, and it will have a level. So you can level 3 here, observe. If you click on this, you will have another thing here where it says solo mode level 3. Now, if you go here, you can upgrade your level. And this is every 10 levels, I believe. The game will tell you at level 10. You can easily forget to do it again at 20 and 30, etc. And what this does is it increases your character as a whole. It makes the whole world more difficult. So all of the monsters get stronger, all of the enemies get stronger, but all of the rewards are increased. Your energy increases as well, your max energy increases, and your maximum level increases. Along with that, you also get a bunch of gear, so it's really, really good, and make sure you do it all of the chance you get. Not only should you make sure you do this, there is also some time locks on this as well. So you can see here, World 4 for me does not unlock for one more day. Even though I've met the requirements, I'm level 30, I should be able to do this. I have to wait one real day. The reason you want to hit level 4 is because at level 4, you can unlock flying. So there is basically flying in the game. There are these things, lightless skills that let you run really fast, basically fly and glide through the air. They're really, really cool, but you can't do them until you are level 4 in that zone. So you've got to make sure you keep upgrading this as much as you can. Okay, next up, a tip on upgrading your gear. So when you go into your bag and you look at your gear, there are a few ways to make your items stronger. So number one is when you look at the item itself, it has a tier. So this is tier 16, for example, it's mastery 34. If we click on it, you can see there is an enhance down here. So what you can do here is you can enhance. And what this does is it will level up your gear. So you can see the right-hand weapon is level 4, left one is 0. So we can upgrade the left one up to level 4 as well. You see the helmet, for example, is level 4. We can upgrade that to level 5. Now, what you're doing here is you're not upgrading the gear you have equipped. You are upgrading your slot. So if we look, for example, the weapon is rank 4 and the helmet is rank 5. If we change these off, so if we go on the weapon and we switch it for, say, this rope dart, which I've never used before, and then I switch it for some random helmet, we'll go for this random blue helmet. What you can see is if we then go to enhance again, these are still rank 5 and rank 4. So you're kind of upgrading the slot itself. So there's never a reason not to do these upgrades. You're making yourself stronger, more HP, more defense, more attack, more min-max attack. So definitely worth upgrading these all of the time, because you're going to be replacing your gear loads as you level up, and it doesn't affect your enhancement levels. The next thing is make sure you're using tier sets. So you can see there are tier sets along here, and you can see in the top left, this is the set it belongs to. So you can see this little star formation. It's the Jadeware set. This little, yin yang is part of the form blend set. So what I would do is try and make sure you're matching these. So for example, if you were using this one in the Jadeware set, you could look through to see if you have any other Jadeware. So you can see these twin blades are in the Jadeware set. So we would do this, put those on, And you can see now we have a 2-set bonus and we have increased attack. So you should try and do that. That also goes the same for armor. And if you're struggling for tier sets, you will find lots of these chests from doing different bosses, doing different content called these path chests. And if you open these, you can literally pick the tier set you want to go for. So these chests here will just give you a selection of gear, and you can pick what tier set of gear you want to do. They have RCMD, which is like the recommended one that they would suggest, but you can pretty much go for any one you want. So if you click on one of these, you can then see a breakdown of what tier sets are within those. So say you were going for the Jadeware, you would open a bunch more Jadeware, and then hopefully you can hit 4 out of 4 on that set and have a significant damage bonus or defense bonus or healing bonus or whatever it is you're working towards. And I'm just going to wrap it up there with some of the biggest tips I wish I knew as soon as I started, as that gives you a very good advantage early on. There are lots of things in this game. There's a massive game and there's loads of small things. So if you want to see a follow-up with loads of smaller things, let me know. But I don't just want to tell you things that the game teaches you or things that might seem obvious. So I wanted to get the biggest ones in here. But yeah, let me know if you have any other tips. Let me know down below. Anything to share with others, let people know. And I'd love to hear how you're finding the game. This one's definitely surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to be so big and so fun and have so much to do. But I'll wrap it up here. Won't waste any more of your time. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.